All right, welcome to a new edition of the Ashley Neville Show. My next guest is Milwaukee Bucks power forward Bobby Portis. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Yeah, so I know you just recently signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. How did that whole thing come into play?
It was different. They contacted my agent. Obviously, when they do the little contact thing about, that they're interested in certain players, they contacted me first, and I had mixed emotions with it at first. Didn't know if I really wanted to sign back with the Knicks or not, or just look other places. And ultimately, it came down to me, just wanting to sign here because of winning, or the culture they had here, of some of the guys they had returning, and of their championship aspirations as well. Having been a part of a winning team, winning culture in about 2-3 years now. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for me.
So far, I know you've been playing really well in the preseason. How have you been fitting in with the guys, and what's the experience kind of been like now that you got your feet wet with the organization?
It's great. Playing with good guards, that find you. Playing with good players that, play the right way. Share the basketball. We all, guys that can make a shot. We all play hard. So I think me coming here was a perfect fit. I love it here a lot. Having guys like Brooke and Giannis and also DJ that I can go against, each and every day to make me better. That's been a blessing as well. And just playing with, guys like Drew Holiday and DJ Augustine as well, man. Having those guys around, that always look for me when I run the floor. It's a blessing to be here.
So I saw your post with Giannis just signing an extension with the Milwaukee Bucks. I know you were excited for him. When you first found the news out, you probably already knew it was going to go down.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Being around him, these last couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks I've been here, I could tell that he really, really loved, the city of Milwaukee. He really loved being a Buck. Sitting and talking to him in the locker room and, things like that. I could kind of tell his love and his feel for the city. And he used to always just tell me that, playing here is different. And, when you play in New York, you want to play against the Bucks. You want to, try to sneak a win. But, when you're playing against the Bucks, everybody's target. So, just talking with him and being around him and, just interacting with him, I can really tell that he loves the city. And, for me to be his teammate and for him to, just, work as hard as he can, win 2 MVPs and this and that, I think he's worth every penny.
No, absolutely. And now it's, you used to be playing against him and now you're playing with him. What are besides that, what are some of the things that you're kind of taking away from his game? And you're probably seeing things, in practice and picking up on certain things where you're just like, wow, like this guy's special. What are some of those things?
Yeah, I think we all see the dunks and see the flair that he plays with and the aggression he plays with. But he's a willing passer as well. I think that's one thing that goes really unnoticed with his game. If you run the floor, if you're open, he's trusting you to make the shot. I've seen that time after time in practice and in the game as well, where he'll draw the double team, draw people, and he'll hit the open man, make the right play. Most guys don't play like that. Most guys are, always, I guys and not we guys. So, to have a guy that's 26 years old, that's won 2 MVPs and, still tries to make his teammates better and, wants to make them better. I think that's a great quality to have in a superstar player.
And I know you mentioned before playing for a winning organization. I know that coming from the Chicago Bulls, you learned a certain level of intensity and not just during games, but in practice, consistently every day, no days off. What were the biggest pieces that you were able to take away from some of those guys in Chicago, and how do you still apply that work ethic today?
Guys like Pau Gasol, being around him, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, those guys kind of taught me my ways, taught me how to be a true pro. Coming in every day, putting the work in, putting the time in, taking care of your body. Always being ready when your number's called. They taught me that at an early age when I was 20 years old. When you first come into the league, You know, most guys are, you know, they're the best player on their college team or high school team, whatever it is. When you get to the NBA, you have to find your niche, find your role. Everybody's not going to be a superstar, max player type guy. So you have to find a way that you can impact basketball, impact winning. And you know, those guys always told me to stay ready when my numbers called, and you know, that's what I did. And also, you know, having guys like I said, Ty, you know, we have the same age, and having him around me, you know, my whole career, and you know, him being able to mentor me and you know, teach me the ropes, teach me, you know, how to be a true pro. You know, that was big for me.
I know you also had an opportunity to play with Jimmy Butler, and I
Yep.
feel like, you know, a lot of guys, just depending on what media has to say about them, or you know, certain rumors or certain things, it's like we never really know the truth of what goes on. And Jimmy is obviously one of those guys that was very
Yep.
misunderstood. And now he's playing for a winning organization and with the Miami Heat, and they made it to the finals this year, and it was
Sure.
incredible to watch. What kind of impression did he leave on you when you were playing alongside him?
Man, Jimmy Butler, man, he's a hard worker. You know, one thing I took from him is that, you know, he wants to win and he puts the time in. I'm a guy that comes in before the game, every night before the game. I always come to the gym, get up shots, just go through my daily routine of me just prepping for the game. And every night, you know, I would see him in there as well, you know, working on his game, working on his mid-range, free throws, things like that. He might be in there an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, but, you know, he's going hard nonstop. You know, that was big for me to take when I was 20, 21 years old. Seeing a guy like that who had just, you know, he had just won the Most Improved Player award, and then he was All-Star as well that season. And then to still be, you know, still locked in and one more. You know, I think those are my two biggest takeaways from him, was that he's a hard worker and that, you know, he wants to win really, really bad.
And I know you're a hard worker as well. You are constantly adding new elements to your game. I know you trained with Lethal Shooter a little
Yeah.
bit this off season as well. How is your 3-point shot looking?
You know what's so crazy is, you know, playing with the Bucks, I only took one 3-pointer this preseason. These guys are guys that really find you in transition. We play really, really fast. And right now, I haven't even had to shoot one. So I shot one, but I went 0 for 1, but I ain't really had to shoot it to score in double figures. So just me running the floor, get to the free throw line. It's been a lot easier to, you know, score a lot playing with these, you know, good guards that find you. And you know, like I said, man, I love my decision with coming here. I think it's one of the best things, you know, for my career. Coming to a team that, you know, had championship aspirations, had good guys that I can play, you know, good basketball with. And you know, to speak on Lethal, man, he's a guy that, you know, he's locked in always, man. He's a detail-oriented type of coach, shooting coach, and never really had a shooting coach before. I've always had guys that worked me out and worked on, you know, certain things in my game, but never had a guy that, you know, broke down my shot and kind of helped me with my shot. And with him, man, he's a blessing to guys that, you know, that want to work with him, man. If you work with him, you know, he's going to give 110% to you. And, you know, most guys aren't like that. Most guys are just for, you know, the money. They want to work you out for the money and, you know, not, you know, break down while you're doing things. And I think with him, you know, you get all that out of him. And, you know, I'm truly blessed to, you know, have met him and, you know, just truly blessed to work with him as well. You know, he's like family now. He's like my brother now. You know, we talk all the time. We stay in touch, stay communicated. So it's always good to have guys like that in your corner that want to see you win.
So was that the only thing you really worked on this off season that you wanted to get better at, or were there other parts of your game that you really wanted to focus on?
You know, I wanted to be in the best shape of my career. And I lost 10 pounds. You know, coming into this year, I want to be in the best shape of my career. I worked on my 3-point shot as well, and then I worked on, you know, just my face-up game in the post. You know, a lot of face-up in the post. You know, back down a lot. You know, a lot of my career, I had a face-up game, but now I think my face-up game is more, you know, detail-oriented. I know where I want to get to. I know my spots on the court where I can score the basketball at a lot better. And you know, just watching more film, being in the gym, you know, more. You know, just really sacrificing a lot this summer, you know, helped me change my whole mindset and helped me change my whole routine and with how I'm feeling, you know, and how I want to be going forward.
What does your routine kind of look like daily? Is there changes in your diet, changes in your
Yeah.
workouts and stuff like that?
I think the biggest thing with me, you know, this summer a sacrifice. I sacrificed a lot with me, you know, going places that I normally go, eating things that I normally, you know, eating like fried foods that I like to eat, stuff like that. You know, cutting down on the carbs, you know, low carb diets and things like that. And it kind of helped my body transform. You know, you can see me on the court, moving better, sliding better. And I can run the lanes a lot more like I used to. Feel like my old self again. And it's fun, man. It's kind of cool when you sacrifice things and when you know, put the time, man. I think it kind of comes back to you in a great way. So, you know, I think those things right there kind of help me, you know, get back to the form that I want to be in.
And what are some of the biggest things for you that you want to accomplish, maybe professionally and personally?
I think professionally, you know, I think we all want to win an NBA championship. I think when it's all said and done, if we play 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, you know, in one of those years, you want to say you had at least one championship. You know, for me, you know, I've won at every level except college. I didn't win a national championship in college, even though I feel like if I would have came back from my third year, I think we would have made a deep run at it. And I won four high school championships in high school. So I know in the NBA, it's my 6th year now. I want to play, you know, as long as I can, you know, God willing, you know, no injuries and that. I want to play as long as I can, and I want to at least win one championship at least. And then, you know, personally, you know, with me coming off the bench, I always said I want to win 6 man of the year. I've said that the last couple of years, but this year, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to let the work show. Put the time in, and, you know, just, you know, it'll happen for me one day. I know that, you know, I work as hard as I can. I dedicate myself to this game, and I sacrificed a lot. So I think that with me just, you know, focusing all on basketball, all in, I think that, you know, it will come to the light.
And I know that you've had a lot of adversity in your life, a lot of things that you had to overcome.
Absolutely.
How were you able to get through that?
You know, having good people in my corner, good friends around, good mentors, good father figures in my life, and my mom as well. You know, having them around kind of made it easier for me. Always been an underdog my whole life. Growing up, was never picked first. Growing up was always, I was a skinny kid, wasn't the best. Had heart, had, you know, a work ethic, but, you know, wasn't skilled yet. Had to work into, you know, being who I wanted to be. And I think that's the beauty of life. When you go through things, when you go through adversity, you know, when you hit that wall, you keep pushing through it, and you finally get to where you want to get to. You know, I think that's the beauty of it.
And growing up, who was an NBA player who made the biggest impact on your life?
I had 2. The first one was Williamson. He's from Arkansas. He won the NBA championship. He won the 6th Man of the Year award as well. And he went to Arkansas, won a national championship there as well, too. He was my AAU coach growing up. He kind of helped me, you know, build this aspiration of wanting to be an NBA player. Just being around him, going to his house, seeing the things that he had, seeing the way he was able to take care of his family. You know, I want those same things for my family as well. And just being around him made it kind of, you know, easier for me to, you know, want to push forward on my dream. And then another one was like just Kevin Garnett. I loved his, you know, his intensity that he brought to the game. I loved the attitude he brought. I loved the swagger he played with each and every night. And you knew what you're going to get out of him every day. He was a consistent basketball player that, you know, everybody can, you know, look up to. I know I looked up to him dearly. And I think those were the 2 that, you know, kind of helped me, you know, really, really love basketball.
Did you ever get to train with Garnett?
Nah, I never got to. You know, this summer I was supposed to train with my other favorite basketball players, Rasheed Wallace. I was supposed to train with him, but you know, due to all this COVID-19 stuff, it's just been crazy trying to like travel and do this and that because you know it's a crazy world we're living in right now. I don't want to, you know, get the virus and then bring it home and give it to my mom or anything. Like, you know, God forbid none of that, you know, happen or anything. But, you know, it was a crazy time this summer. So I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do.
I know, it's unfortunate. It really is. Were you able to train with any other guys?
Nah, not for real. I was just locked in. I was in Arkansas from March 17th of this year to till I left to come back to go to Milwaukee. So I was in Arkansas 8-9 months, just training, working hard. So it was kind of cool to be home with my mom and my little brothers for a while as well. I wasn't able to do that since I was like in high school, so that was pretty cool as well. And then, you know, I think another cool thing as well was it was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was really cool because, you know, most of the time my mom and my little brothers come visit me in the city I'm playing in. But I was actually home for Thanksgiving. And I know I haven't done that since like 12th grade in high school. So that was like a cool moment for me as well, you know, being able to have them at my house and we just spend time together. And, you know, I'm a big time family man. So, you know, having them around is always good for me.
And I'm sure the food was amazing.
It was super dope. You know, my mom cooks this mac and cheese, like some string mac and cheese that she only cooks it that way on Thanksgiving. So, you know, when that time come around, my mind is always just locked in on that dish.
Yeah, what's in it?
It's like 4 different type of cheeses, but it's like spaghetti mac and cheese. Though. You know how the spaghetti strings is? It's like spaghetti mac. It's different. It's crazy though. It's crazy.
I'm gonna need the recipe because that sounds amazing.
It's crazy. Like it's like spaghetti mac and cheese. It's crazy. Like it's super different.
Is that like your go-to dish? Like if you had to choose like one thing to eat, what is like your go-to? Would that be it?
Nah, mac and cheese got to be like my all-time favorite side. Like I need that with everything, even though it's like it's really not good for you. But I always take that one. Like if it's one thing I'm gonna cheat on, I'm gonna cheat with some mac and cheese for sure.
I'm with you on that. And a big steak for me. A big like filet mignon.
Yeah. Big yeah. I mean, that's always good though. Steak is always good sometimes.
It's healthier.
It's healthier than mac and cheese for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I have just a couple more questions for you. If you had to play with any NBA player, who is like a former NBA player, who is a guy that you'd want to play with?
A former NBA player?
Former. I can't say a current because then they'll get you in trouble for tampering or whatever. But how about a former NBA player?
Former NBA player, probably like a Steve Nash, like a good point guard that, you know, when I run the floor, when I'm open, they'll know how to, you know, hit me, you know, right on time. So probably like, I would say Rondo when he's with the Celtics. I played with Rondo before. He was a cool guy to play with as well. But like probably like a good point guard, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, one of those guys that love to, you know, find guys on the wing, find guys when they're running in transition, and guys like to push the tempo up. Likes to push the tempo as well. So I think one of those guys, Magic Johnson, is like, you know, just like one of those playmaking point guards.
And then who is a guy who's the hardest for you to defend in the league?
Probably like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's pretty tough. I think that's almost everybody's answer. Kevin Durant. You know, James Harden's tough, but I'm not on him a lot. But I see what he do. But I see what he does to guys most of the time. But like for me, like guys that's my size, like Kevin Durant, probably like the toughest guy I've probably ever held in my life. You know, he can do, you know, a lot of things with the basketball. He's probably if he's not the best scorer all the time, he's one of the best scorers that we've ever seen or like we will ever see. So I think Kevin Durant for sure is like the hardest to guard. I think a ton of players will almost agree with me. Like they'll agree with me on that one.
Yeah, no, I would definitely think so. There's really no stopping him. There's no formula.
Nah, sure. No formula. I think he displays that, you know, every time he's out there on the floor. A guy that can get you 27 or 30 points and be efficient with it as well. It's not just like he's just jacking shots. He'll shoot 12 shots but make 7 or 8 of them, but then go to the free throw line and make 10 free throws and he got 30, 40 points. So, you know, that's different. That's a different type of breed right there that can, you know, he doesn't shoot a high volume of shots, but the shots that he does shot, they're really efficient.
And what are 3 events that made the biggest impact on who you are today?
3 events. I think one event was my mom being a single mom. My mom had to work hard as she can to take care of me and my 3 little brothers. I think that was one of the events I had. Seeing her never complain, always just work as hard as she can to help provide for us. That was a blessing right there in itself. She kind of taught me how to work hard. Taught me how to, never ask anybody for anything, go out there and get it myself. So I think that's one thing that really stood out to me. Another event was when I was in 10th grade. I was starting on my not AAU, I was starting on my high school basketball team. When I was in 10th grade on the varsity team for like the first 16 games. And then like the other 16 games, the coach decided to bring me off the bench. And I didn't know why I wasn't starting. But, you know, it came down to that, you know, he wanted the seniors to get some more looks in college. And so he started all seniors. And then our team won the championship that year, but only got in for like 30 seconds. And that kind of like tore me down and broke me down. But I still won the championship. But I just want to have an impact on, you know, helping the team win. And the whole car ride home, my mom, I was like kind of sad and down. I started crying. And my mom didn't understand why I was crying. I was just telling her, like, I wanted to, like, help the team win and, you know, say I helped the team in a way. And then she told me just to, you know, start working harder, start trusting myself more, start dedicating myself more to the game. You know, you always get in, you always get out what you put in. And, you know, when I heard those words, every time something, you know, goes wrong, I hit a wall, hit adversity or something, I always think of her saying that when I was in 10th grade, and it kind of helps me get over the hump a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the last three things, just me having three little brothers, me wanting the best for them, me just, you know, being their father figure, having to grow up, you know, early as a kid. You know, I'm the oldest brother. You know, most times people want the oldest brother at 25 years old, and it's always someone older than them. But I was the oldest brother growing up. And, you know, those guys look up to me and everything I do. So I always had to do the right thing. Couldn't make a mistake because if I did something, then, you know, they'll think it's cool to do that as well. So me always having to do the right thing, you know, always trust myself. And me having to grow up at an early age just kind of helped me make that turn and transition and wanted me to, you know, or helped me want to be a basketball player, NBA guy.
4 boys.
Yeah,
wow.
All 4 boys. And it was crazy. Like when I asked my mom for like one little brother and then 3 of them came like back year, I swear to God, like I asked her for one little brother and then 3 of them came. I'm like, damn. But I wasn't tripping though, because I love all my 3 little brothers. But I was the baby for like 7, 8 years. It was always just me and my mom. Everyone was like me and my mom, Then I got tired of playing myself. And I asked her for one little brother, and then she gave me 3 of them.
That's hilarious. Do they play basketball too? Like, what are their hobbies?
So like it's my 19-year-old brother. He's just turned 19 in August. He's a sophomore at the University of Arkansas. He's a sophomore, so he's in college, which I think is like crazy because he's in college now. My 17-year-old brother, his birthday is in 12 days on the 27th of December. He'll be 18, and he's a football player. He has, you know, 8 or 9 D1 offers from Division I football teams. So that's a blessing in itself as well. And then my 16-year-old little brother, who will be 17 in March, he's like a mini me. We all call him mini me because he's like a mini version of myself. Everything, how I move, how I talk, how I walk, how I play basketball, how I go outside and interact with people. If you see me, you see him, you'll think we're twins. Like, he does it the exact same way. He plays basketball at my alma mater as well, and I think that's cool.
Wow. So athleticism for sure runs in the family.
Yeah, for sure. And we're all tall too. I'm 6'10". My 19-year-old brother's about 6'2". My 17-year-old brother's like 6'5", and then my baby brother's like 6'2". So we all got some height on us for sure.
Yeah, that's like a starting, almost like a starting 5 right there.
Yeah, for sure. We just need one more. We just need one more person, man.
Yep.
One more
I'm
person.
sure you have a cousin or someone else.
We ain't gotta. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, we like the tallest people in our family. We all like, I don't know. I think it's my mom or something. My mom's like 5'11".
Oh wow, yeah. She's got height for sure.
Yeah, my mom's.
And 5'11". I know that she always loved basketball too, right?
Yeah. She loves ball. Like, my mom, like, it don't matter who's. If it's a basketball game, like, it could be women's, men's. Like, if it's anything she's gonna watch on TV, she's gonna watch basketball. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, she loves like Candace Parker. She loves the Sparks. Like, she keeps up with all her favorite college basketball teams like Tennessee and South Carolina. Like, she's been doing this since I was a kid. Like, watching like all those players and stuff. So It's kind of cool to have a mom that's really like locked in on sports, because I can go home and, you know, talk sports with her and we can have a decent conversation.
Yeah, no, I bet. And then is she probably one of your toughest critics too?
Yeah, I mean, like, everything I do, if I have a good game, it's like I didn't have a good game. My mom going to tell me all the things that I didn't do. I should have ran the floor harder here. I missed 2 free throws and this and that. I missed the jump hook. I always make or something like that. So, like, you know, she always get on me about things like that. But I think that's cool to have a mom that really is like invested in me as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all people don't have like parents that really, you know, that's invested in them just as well as they're invested in their career as well. So, you know, having a mom like that that's, you know, really invested in me, that's a blessing, man. Didn't have a dad growing up. My mom played both roles, but I think she played it, you know, it's the best she can.
Well, no, it definitely sounds like that. She definitely raised an amazing man. All four of you
Yeah, 4
are all
boys.
doing big things. I mean, that must have been really difficult, but she was able to manage all of that. Just one more question for you. If you could master any skill or be or have like a different, you know, a hobby, something outside of basketball, what is something that you would want to learn or maybe try to do that you haven't done?
Can it be superpowers?
It can. Yeah, I would love to hear about your superpowers.
Yeah, I like to teleport. Like I wouldn't want to get on the plane so much. I would like to like teleport. Like if I wanted to go to like Miami or go overseas, I would like to like take whoever's with me and I can teleport us there. Like we can just get there like that. Like I don't know, like plane rides be hurting me sometimes.
I
Like
bet, because you're
especially
so
like the
tall.
long plane rides. Like that hurts. Like from like here to LA or something. Or like I hate those 4 hour, 5 hour trips. I can just like snap of the finger and get there in like 2 seconds.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you
Yeah.
on that. So then, but just like in terms of just like a skill that you could develop or something outside of basketball that you like to do, like
I like
what do you like to
bowling.
do?
I'm a big time bowler. Like with me, bowling is like my favorite hobby of all the time. I like bowling. I like playing dominoes as well. I think dominoes kind of helps you like with your mental and your thinking and stuff like that. So I like dominoes as well. I got into dominoes like two years ago, and I've been gradually growing and getting better with it. And now I think I'm at the top of my game right now. There's a couple like old heads I can't beat though, because they like I don't know that like the old heads they different than dominoes though. But like I think dominoes and bowling are like my top 2 things that I love to do outside of playing basketball.
I love it. I'm a decent bowler when I have shorter nails, but I'm actually okay. I
I'm
can't
nice in
lie.
bowling. I wish like since this COVID-19 stuff been going on, I haven't been bowling ever since that's like started. I went bowling like in February, like my mom came down to New York. She came to one of my games, and after the game we won. We went bowling. I think we played the Rockets. We won at home, and then we went bowling after that. And then I haven't bowled since then, so it's almost coming up on a year, which is crazy to even say.
Oh wow. It looks like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to brush up on your skills.
Nah. Just like shooting the basketball, Like when you turn 40 or 50 years old, you have a shot in a minute. It's like clockwork. It's like you know what to do with it.
This is true. And then is your mom just as competitive as you are?
Everything I do, like everything, it don't matter what it is, my mom trying to win. Like she might not be saying nothing in the room, but deep down in her soul, like she wanna beat you. Like so like I was having a bad night in bowling one night, and we had like 3 frames to go, and my mom was like right there with me, and it was like the last frame she had caught up, and she was like 2 points away from beating me, and then she started talking. Then like you know what I'm saying, like it was crowd like because like I already knew she was trying to win because I could tell her eyes like she was trying so hard to win, but it was crazy though. It's always good having people around that's like competitive and stuff. And then like with with my friends and my family and stuff, if we don't whoever like comes in last, like the last 3 people have to do like 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups or something like that. So it's always
I
something
love it.
competitive we do. Yeah.
I love it. And I see how it translates to the floor. And I really am excited to see you this season on a different team, different opportunity. I'm
Absolutely.
hoping you guys can pull out winning an NBA championship. I know it's going to be tough. There's a lot of great teams in the league,
Yep.
but if you believe it, you can make it happen. And I appreciate everything, your time, and I look forward to watching you this season.
Appreciate you.